know Tim Henry. He used to come to the blues jam all the time.
Yeah, Tim.
Yeah. Did you ever come to that blues jam up at Harry's and the Natives a few years back?
No, but yeah, him and Robin used to do that.
I used.
Tim and Robin are really good friends of mine.
Really? Yeah.
So Robin's guitar died, and I lived around the corner. I was like, let me go get my guitar for you.
So those guys, do those guys still play together?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
They're
They
heavy.
were married, right?
Yeah, they're divorced, but they date.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, isn't that a small world? I tell you, I really miss that blues jam. But the guy,
I think they do it down at Double Roads now on Tuesdays, maybe.
I tell you, the guy who organized it left, and he was such a great organizer. And there was some. What was really fun is you get some great players who would get up on the stage together and just smoke it. Oh yeah, it was.
You have my friend Ed Barrios.
Oh yeah, of course. He said he always would do these minors. He's really good. Well, did you ever hear Rick Johnson play? Too?
Yes.
Rick,
he's amazing.
Well, Rick, when we were playing up there, and the guy that I always went with played accordion, so we would get into this New Orleans bluesy stuff, you know. It was and a little bit of Zydeco too. Very fun. What time is it?
It's not time yet.
Okay, why don't we just do it? You know that thing we were doing, well, it's just like C major, C to A minor, to F to G. And capo at 3, okay? And we'll just do it.
Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Stuart. Please join us and sing. All right. Holding on.
Holding on. Okay. We'll play the song Holding On. I keep holding on. Yes, I'm holding on. I just am holding on.
welcome to Unity of Stuart. Please join us in singing We Gather Here.
1, 2, 1, 4.
To come together, to raise our voices in harmony. We gather here to pray together, to create the world we know is meant to be. We gather here, we gather here, we gather here, we gather here to create a world we know is meant to be. We gather here to come together, to celebrate the love and joy of unity. We gather here for deep connection with fellow travelers who claim divinity. We gather here to count our blessings, to celebrate the love and joy of unity. We gather here, we gather here, we gather here, we gather here to create the world we know is meant to be. We gather here to come together, to celebrate the love and joy of unity. To celebrate the love and joy of unity.
Good morning. Good morning and welcome to Unity of Stuart. Good morning. If you are chilly in the sanctuary, there is a basket of shawls in the back. And I want to invite you to say hi to Joyful Noise Choir and our little mini band today. John and Doreen are both on vacation together, not together, separately, but at the same time. And so we are being blessed, and you are featured in today's music. So to give you a head start, so you can get rid of the jitters, we'll be singing together, everyone up on the roof, in celebration of our Raising the Roof Gala. And so, all right, so once again, welcome. We're glad you are here. Welcome to all who are watching on YouTube and Facebook. And Jen and Phil are watching on Facebook. And give me 1 second. Okay, is it, Sophia just told me the camera isn't working. Is it just on me? So it won't, okay. So is it the whole, is it the whole sanctuary? Okay, we apologize. Well, let's not shut the camera down. Let's just, so sorry about that, but you're just gonna get a whole view of the entire stage this morning. So actually, I can tell you what you're seeing right now. I have the technology. Oh, I see. All right, I apologize. We're like little tiny little people. And if it disturbs you in any way, just kind of close your eyes and listen. And we'll get that figured out later on. So, for those of you who are on Facebook, let's see. Sandy has the temerity to go on vacation. Good to see you, Sandy. Glad you're watching. Connie, good morning. And so a couple of other people are watching, but I can only see a few. So good morning and good morning to you on YouTube. And welcome to everybody who's in the sanctuary. And if you are first timer present in the sanctuary and you feel comfortable, please raise your hand so Ricky and or John can see you and give you a welcome packet. Anybody else? All right. And if you are watching us online for the first time, we invite you to email May, our admin at unityofstuart.org, and she will send you a welcome packet. In that welcome packet are things about our Unity movement, things about our Unity Church. There is a prayer intention/request form, and there is a form that if you take that and fill it out and bring it back to the welcome podium, and you will receive a gift. And that will also put you on our weekly newsletter emailing list. So welcome, glad you're here. The most important thing for a newcomer or for anybody to know is that we are a positive, practical path of spirituality. Everyone is welcome here, no exceptions, and not only are you welcome, you honor us with your presence. So thank you very much for being here. If you haven't raised your hand or you would like to share a welcome packet with a friend, you can take one on your way out, one or two or whatever, on the way out. If you want to really evangelize and just hand them out willy-nilly, just let us know and we'll make extra. And today is Taco Sunday, and so we are serving tacos. Yay for Taco Sunday, yes. And our suggested love offering is $10. Nobody is turned away, and it benefits our youth ministry for their rallies and their retreats. Prayer chaplain is on the way. I just got a text. Lori is our prayer chaplain today, and she is on the way, and she will be in the sanctuary after service. If you would like some personal prayer, she would be honored to pray with you and to hold your prayer in the highest confidence. You can also use all those other ways of getting in touch with our prayer ministries here and at our home office in Lee Summit, Missouri. All right, as you know, Raise the Roof is happening. We up until today, we have sold approximately 60 tickets. Our goal was 100. So if you are in the room and you are planning on purchasing a ticket, sooner rather than later, we have a cutoff day, and Lori knows that, so I'll ask her at the end of the service what the cutoff day is to purchase tickets. And even if you can't come that day, we would certainly invite you to donate to help keep this roof over our head. We got worried a little bit. We had lots of rain over this past couple of nights, and we didn't have any leaks, which is a blessing, and we can't guarantee that we're going to continue to stay dry. So if there's any way that you can support raising our roof, think about who you shared a roof with, how important a roof has been in your life, and know that it's just as important here for our Unity family. So thank you for that. A couple of other things about that. We are also fundraising on luminarias. So they are $10 each. And if you purchase one of those, you can put the name of a loved one. They don't have to be gone. They can be here. Somebody you share with, partners, can buy one for each other. Whoever you share a roof with, you can buy one for your pets or whoever is in your heart. And we will line the walkways with our luminarias on the night of the gala, which, by the way, we're dressing up a little bit. I'm not wearing a dress or a gown even. I'm wearing some flowy pants, a nice top. I'm going to be like, I'm going to be fly, I said to my daughter. And so we like to get dressed up a little bit, but it's not mandatory. So wear what you're comfortable in, and we'll be dancing and having some really beautiful Italian food, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm taking dancing lessons. I don't know if I said this last week. So no fair. You can come join us. We're in Jensen Beach on Wednesday nights at 6 and 7. Thursday this week, next week. I have a board meeting on is our board meeting Wednesday? Sorry, everybody. Well, let me just work this out with the board president. Our board meeting is this Wednesday? Okay, we'll be at the Jensen Beach Ballroom.
We'll be dancing at the board meeting.
I think it's the last Sunday. It's the last Wednesday. I think Hildy. So it's the 26th. So we'll be there Wednesday night, and then the following week we'll be there Thursday night. So come and dance. What else did I want to tell you? Baskets. We're also, if you would like to contribute a basket with a value of $100, we'll be raffling those off. And when we say contribute a basket, a themed basket, if you will. And so far, we're having a office products basket. We have a men's basket. We have somebody just told me they're bringing an art basket, and I don't know what else is out there. Wine basket, pickleball basket. Ooh. So pick something that's fun for you, and you fill that up. And also, please bring us the basket. Right? Put your things in the basket, and we'll have those, and we'll raffle those off. I think that's it. And if it's not, and Lori comes and she wants to say something later, we'll let that happen. All right. Let's take that deep breath, and as we transition from announcement and into breath, into presence. And please join me in dedicating our service to walking in source based consciousness. And our daily word is one that I've had as a guiding light for me since 2010. The Christ light within guides my every step. The Christ light within guides my every step. When the twists and turns of life leave me feeling disoriented, I allow myself to rest for a moment in order to find my direction again. When my mind is quiet, the Christ light within me is able to dispel the appearance of darkness or doubt. To move forward again with ease and grace, I do not need to see the entire path before me. As I look for what is good, what is whole, and what is holy, the right path unfolds. I find my direction easily, and I move ahead with confidence. I give thanks for every challenge and every opportunity, knowing that as I look only for the good, the Christ light illumines my way. And from John 16:13, when the Spirit of truth comes, it will guide you into all the truth. And so we breathe. And in this now moment, we open our hearts, our minds, our very being to spiritual, divine guidance. Know that in this space, in this time, we have the opportunity to be guided right here and right now. That as we open, are we open and receptive? We will be guided. And so we allow that space to open and to stay open, knowing that with every step, we are guided. And so it is. Amen. And let's affirm our affirmation together. The Christ light within guides my every step. And one more time, wait, before we do that, let's take that deep breath. Anchoring in, seeing that Christ light, whatever that would look, whatever that symbol is for you. And let's affirm one more time together. The Christ light within guides my every step. And so it is. Amen. And as we prepare for prayerful meditation, let's sing.
I am in harmony with God's love and peace, like a flower blooming that will never cease, spreading beauty as it opens up. Nature helps me fill my cup, and I am one with God. I feel divinity flowing through my soul. When I lean on my faith and let go of control, I close my eyes and say a prayer, then surrender and declare that I am one with God. Yes, I am one with God.
And we breathe deeply, consciously. And I invite us to do that at least 3 times to get that grounding that comes with a deep, conscious breath. Dropping our shoulders, settling into this now moment. opening our heart, knowing that the power and the presence of Spirit is right here, right now. And with each subsequent breath, we just release. Let go of any tension in the body, all of the activity of this morning, all the experiences of this past week. Let go of any judgments, any concerns, any self-doubt, anything that seems too great. Breathe, release, and be here now in this present moment, knowing that the present moment holds power. We are each a spiritual energy force. We each vibrate in spirit. And as we breathe in that knowing, I invite us to say yes. To say yes to God, knowing that God, that Spirit, that the divine infinite provides stillness and peace. And with an open heart and an open mind and feeling the power of this now moment, I invite you to allow these following affirmations to become your own. I am grateful for this gift of life. I walk on sacred ground. I experience divine connection with all creation. I feel the healing presence of the forests. I feel the power of the ocean. I am one with all life. And I rest in the power and presence of divine love, joy, wisdom, and wholeness in the quiet. And as we have affirmed these truths for ourselves and co-created this sacred space, I invite you to bring into your awareness all of those who are on our prayer list here at Unity of Stuart, and all of those that are in our minds and hearts this morning, in your minds and hearts this morning, seeing each one lifted up with all of the blessings of Spirit. And you may wish to speak their names out into this holy space. And turning every prayer over into the care and keeping of God, I invite you to join me in praying this in the name and in the nature of the indwelling Christ consciousness. And so it is. Amen. Let's sing.
We are one in the Spirit, we are one in our love. We are one in the Spirit, we are one in our love. And we know that our unity will stay rise above. And we know we're one family by our love. Yes, we'll know we're one family by our love. We will work with each other, we will walk hand in hand. We will walk with each other, we will walk hand in hand. And together we'll spread the news that God is in our land. And we'll know we're one family by our love. Yes, we'll know we're one family by our love. Yes, we'll know we're one family by our love. Okay, folks, the pressure's on you this time, not me. And the joy, of course. We're going to raise the roof up, folks. If you feel like standing up and dancing or singing with us, we encourage you to sing because I'm not going to sing. You are.
Yes, do sing, please. Here we
All
go.
right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. When this old world starts getting me down, and people are just too much for me to face, I'll climb way up to the top of the stairs, and all my cares just drift right into space. On the roof, it's peaceful as can be, and there the world below can't bother me. Let me tell you now, when I come home feeling tired and beat, I'll go up where the air is fresh and sweet. I'll get away from the hustling crowd and all that rat race noise down in the street. On the roof's the only place I know where you just have to wish and make it so. Let's go up on the roof. All right, here we go. At night the stars put on a show for free. And darling, you can share it all with me. I keep on telling you that right smack dab in the middle of town, I found a paradise that's trouble-proof. And if this world starts getting you down, there's room enough for two up on the roof. Up on the roof. Up on the roof. Up on the roof. Up on the roof.
All right.
Good job.
Awesome job, everybody. Awesome job. And so, a little bit of the metaphysics of that song. Right smack dab in the middle of town, I found a paradise that's trouble-proof. And if this world starts getting you down, there's room enough for two up on the roof. We're called to rise above in the middle of whatever storm. And strangely enough, that's what I'm talking about today. What do we do when bad things happen? Not even what do we do, but where do we go when bad things happen? But before we jump into that, I want to begin our morning with a couple of foundational statements, and I know that you already know this, and a reminder, because we need reminders sometimes, right? Yes, well, at least somebody needs a reminder. I certainly need a reminder. Life is lived from the inside out. Life is lived from the inside out. It's up to us. We have a cause and effect universe, and what's going on in here, consciously or unconsciously, generated by us, or picked up from our parents, or our ancestors, or from all of humanity, individually or collectively, what's going on in here creates what's going on out here in our worlds. Amen? Amen. Amen. And at every moment of every day, we're feeling the results of that. And as, you know, one of my very foundational beliefs, which I came to when I was about 19 years old, is that at every moment of every day, we have a choice. Every moment of every day, we have a choice. We have a choice to let our lives be governed by what's going on out there or what's going on here. Right? So every day and every moment, we have the opportunity to come from condition-based thinking, what's going on, what the conditions are out here, or from source-based thinking, what's going on in here. Of course, condition-based thinking is outer-directed. It means reacting to, responding to, living from what's going on in the outer. It means believing that our conditions define who we are and what we are capable of doing. Believing that others are responsible for our experience. I'm not the only one that has lived in that place, right? I lived exclusively in that place for the first 20 years of my life. I count myself extremely fortunate that I came upon New Thought teaching when I was just under 20. But I spent many years believing that my life was a result of what happened in the outer. Source-based living is inner-directed. It means living from a space that there is something going on within and as me that's a mystery, that there's more than meets the eye to what's going on. Right? We had a conversation we had our two-part Living in Unity course, which is a course for education and also for new members. And we had a conversation, I don't know if it was in that class or it was in a private conversation, about mysticism, about we could come at things intellectually, right, and look everywhere outside of us, or we could come at things from that mystical view, that we don't understand everything, and we get to align with just the divine blessings, peace and joy and love and harmony and abundance. It's knowing that the very essence of life breathes us, that we don't have to make it happen, right? We don't have to make our breath happen. We breathe because life is breathing us. The creative source created us out of itself, of all there is. We can't understand that. I can't understand it. Maybe you can. If you can, I'd like to have a conversation with you. But we can't understand that. And that's where that faith comes in that we talked about last month. And what I'm inviting us to do is rest and relax and get grounded in that knowing that that creative source creates us. It's infinitely creating everything. And ours is to align with that. So we're taking that sacred walk this month. And our altar is helping us do that. Last week we received white stones to remind us of rolling away the stone from whatever is holding us back, holding us down. And the week before we received a white petal, a rose petal, and a gold rose petal. The white petal reminding us of our innate purity, and the gold petal reminding us of our divinity. This week you've received someone, and why you're receiving that this morning will become clear towards the end of the lesson. So the question I have for us today When you are faced with challenges in your own life, or when you see challenges in the world, where do you go? Now, I don't mean do you run into the closet and roll up into a ball and slam the door, or into bed and pull the covers over your head. That's not what I mean. Where do you go in your thinking? Where do you go? Do you become hypnotized by the condition you see? Right? Do you believe it, that this is the absolute truth? Or are you moved to a higher place? Do you move to that higher place and see with the eyes of spirit, or the eyes of mysticism, if you will? So let's do a little bit of evaluation here. What are some symptoms of hypnotized condition-based thinking? Yell it out. Rumination. Oh, yes, we talked about that this last week. Rumination, we get stuck. Anxiety. We get, say again? Projection, right? What's projection? It's their fault. I don't like them. Whatever. Projection. What else? Frustration, indeed. Why me? Anger. And one more? Fear. My favorite, fear. We become helpless. We become angry. We become fearful, resigned, confused, controlling. We feel like a victim. You did this to me. Right? And here's a big one. We feel separate from God. We feel separate from God. But source-based living, if I know that even in the face of this experience, there's something that's much vaster, greater, grander than I could ever possibly conceive of. And at the same time, that thing that I don't understand, that is beyond my human comprehension, lives, moves, and has its being as me. And I can tap into that knowing in my life. If I know that the same energy that created the universe and universes beyond universes created me and creates through me, how am I going to feel? Let's hear it. Pretty good. Blessed. Lifted up. Peaceful. My favorite. Another favorite. Yes, thank you. You read my mind. Powerful. Powerful. Empowered. Safe. Connected. Clear. In control, not in that, control everything, must have it my way kind of way, but in control of my life, my body, my emotions. And we know the outcomes of these two perspectives, yes? One will keep us trapped in the experience, and one will allow us to be free of it, to rise above it. So I guess I'll speak for us all. We know which one we want, right? We know that we want to be free. We want to rise above the experiences that happen in our lives. So this is a two-part lesson in this lesson, 2 parts in one, that we'll talk about personal first, and then we'll move to global. So I invite you for a few moments. You're not going to have to share this. I invite you to take a few moments to bring up a personal challenging situation, something that you're experiencing right now in your personal life. It could look like something like, oh, my daughter got a diagnosis and I'm worried about it. It could look like, I don't know how I'm going to make my mortgage payment this month. Whatever that is for you, bring that up. Now, we can look at that situation, we can analyze it until the cows come home to try to figure out why that's happening. And we may have a clear view of why it's happening. And if we know what brought it about, we can take steps to explore, to forgive, to decide to do something differently, both use our spiritual tools to rise above and move through. And if we don't have a clue as to why this particular thing is showing up in our lives, we may want to take some time to do some digging, do some excavation as to why we might think that is happening, and we could also use professional help to get there. And all of that is very, very good work. And regardless of why this is showing up, what is ours to do is to stay in the present, to not stay stuck in the past, to not dwell on it. We're called to move forward, to move through. So this is the situation we have, right? what source-based thinking, what spirit-based thinking are you going to bring to it? What actions, how are you going to show up in the world? How are we going to adjust our course based on source-based thinking? So what are some things, this will be your part now, what are some things you can do to release what's happened and to move forward? Meditate. Affirmations. Change the thought, change your thinking, change your life. What else? Say again? Help someone else. Service. Prayer. Call someone. That's right. You're getting ahead of me now. That's later on in the lesson. So pray and meditate. Spend some time in nature. Ask, is that really true what I'm thinking? Use a mantra, an affirmation. Could be, I choose peace. I am enough. Contemplate this, if you will. A cat cannot give birth to a dog. A cow cannot produce a kitten. Neither of thoughts of hate, resentment, and anger create a life filled with love. Can't happen. Won't happen. Nor can thoughts of limitation produce a life of plenty. So we are called, I am calling us all to use what we know to transform our thinking when we're in it. To transform our thinking. All right, global challenges. Just a little thing. And I want to focus, I know a couple of weeks ago I talked about things that are particularly going on in Florida, gun violence and all that kind of stuff. That's not what I'm talking about today, but we can use these same principles and these same practices to work with that as well. And believe me, I have. But I'm talking about earthquakes, floods, forest fires, world hunger, 26 inches of rain in Fort Lauderdale over this last week. And scientists will tell us that all of those things, including world hunger, are a result of climate change. Now, that is so huge, sometimes we don't even know how to think about that, right? Never mind do anything about it, right? So what is the cause of that? Random acts of God? No, I think not. Do you think your consciousness has a part in it? Yeah, I think my consciousness has a part in it. So I invite you to think about how our collective consciousness creates everything. We are all vibrating at a frequency. That's scientific fact. Everything vibrates at a frequency. The chair, this podium, everything, we vibrate at a frequency. What vibrations are you sending out? What vibrations am I sending out? And it would appear to me that humanity is out of balance, absolutely out of balance. And if humanity is out of balance in so many ways, we'll have experiences that are out of balance. We've lived as a culture from the outside in for too long. It's taking a toll on our systems. It's taking a toll. We've lived from what can I get? What would make me comfortable, right? How do I have a good life without thinking about other people that might not be having a good, safe, productive life? So it's time for us to take 100% responsibility, internally and externally. What would you be doing if you were responsible for the welfare of the planet? What would you be doing? You don't have to answer out loud, but if somebody has an idea, I'd love to hear it. What would you be doing if you alone were responsible for the well-being of the planet? Well, you're responsible, you're not alone. However, you are responsible. We are responsible. We cannot have a healthy world if we individually are not doing the work. We can't leave it to others to do the work. What we do individually changes the whole. If our individual lives are harmonious, flowing with love and joy, we raise the vibration of the planet. That's just how it is. It begins with each one of us. If we are in the flow of the universe, love radiates from us. We feel good, right? We feel good. Can you remember the last time you were in flow? Take a moment and think about that. When was the last time you were in flow? At peace. Joyful. Free. And how would that be? How would it be for you if that was your daily life? So the key is to choose. To choose to experience love, joy, and harmony, and compassion, and let those other things go. Not to deny them. Whenever I teach something like this, I have to say, we're not denying what's happening in the world. We're not denying what's happening in our personal lives. What we're doing is rising above it, rather than staying in the muck. We rise above and do the next indicated thing, which always, always, always for me starts with spiritual practice, with breath. How easy it is when we're faced with a challenge to breathe. You can feel it already, right? When you take that deep breath. So we get to choose. We can choose the direction of our thoughts, and the direction of our thoughts creates our world. Even in the face of tragedy, we can refocus our intentions and make a shift to peaceful interactions, to national and global respect for our diversities, and individual responsibility to be beacons of light. All of the chaos, if there's chaos in your personal life and all the chaos in the world, we know there's chaos there. It's calling. It's a calling. It's a calling to us to show up, to face the truth, and to be a catalyst for repairing the world. So here are some additional tools, some of which we've discussed already. So meditate and pray, first and foremost. Get quiet. Get quiet. Stop trying to figure things out and get quiet and just be open to Spirit. Second, one of the most powerful things, become aware of what your triggers are. And get comfortable with the discomfort of being triggered. Because unless we get comfortable with the discomfort of being triggered, we'll never be able to look at it and say, oh, that's on me. I need to work with that. Let go of the ego about it. Let go of the ego about it. Some of us think that, and maybe I used to think this a little bit, that I'm right and everybody else is wrong. Do you ever think that? I just know exactly what to do. If I was king or queen of the universe, everything would be okay. Right? That's an ego thing. We all have triggers. We all have places where we can grow. So, I was turned on to this book, Spiritual Practice for Crazy Times by Philip Goldberg, and I did a quick read and pulled out some spiritual practices. Somebody said, call somebody. Lean on a spiritual buddy. When you're in it and you cannot see a way out, call a trusted friend. Call a trusted family member. People you trust and respect. This is Philip Goldberg's words. People you trust and respect with whom you share history and mutual concern. These people can add solace, support, and wisdom to your path. They can help you locate your inner strength, resiliency, and courage when you need it most. Close quote. We can know for you someone, a spiritual mentor or friend, can know for you what you can't know for yourself when you are in it. That was one. Number two, find safe harbor in a sacred space, which you're doing right now. And this is the only place that's sacred, by the way. It's park bench. can be a sacred space. Go into nature. Sit on a bench. Breathe. No screens, no earbuds, no music. Just sit and listen in nature. Be fully present. And you can also have that sacred space in your home. And recognize that I'm paraphrasing Philip Goldberg's words here. You can have a sacred space at home, a cozy chair. Could be in your bedroom. I have one in my bedroom. And in my office, I have 2 cozy chairs. It could be a window seat. It could be a place where when you put yourself down on that seat, you're like, oh, it feels like a deep breath of release. It's a place where you can read, where you can contemplate, or where you can simply be. Soothe the soul with art. Soothe the soul with art. If you're an artist, make art. If you're not that kind of an artist, go to a museum, preferably when it's not really busy, and just lose yourself in the beauty. Give yourself time to soak it in. And if you Google best virtual museums, you don't have to even leave your house. Google best virtual museums, and you'll get, like the Guggenheim's on there and others. And you can take a virtual tour of a museum. Goldberg also reminds us that music that expresses how you actually feel can be more healing than music expressing how you want to heal. Listen to that again. So if you're sad, say a relationship broke up, what might help more than uplifting positive music is a song that just lets you cry and get there, get in the feeling. Because we all know what tears do, right? They're cleansing. They actually release hormones that help us, which helps me feel good because you know how often I cry up here. And then there's smiling. Smiling may feel like something really not important to do. Like, what's a smile going to do? Well, Philip Goldberg says, sometimes your joy is the source. Oh, no, actually, this is Thich Nhat Hanh. He's quoting Thich Nhat Hanh. Sometimes your joy is the source of your smile, but sometimes the smile can be the source of your joy. Thich Nhat Hanh reminds us that smiling has the power to cause a subtle shift in our emotional state. The Buddhist tradition suggests that we practice the half smile. And that's what you're holding in your hand right now. If you haven't got one, please take one on the way out. You're holding a statue of a Buddha practicing the half smile. Now, I read that most Buddhist statues or statues of deities from the East have half smiles. And in the Western world, I think I have a slide. There you go. That's what you have. And in the Western world, you see the Mona Lisa with a half smile. Now, scientific research has shown that this half smile can improve your mood after only 10 minutes of practice. So, cognitive behavioral therapy folks have added this into their practice for people who are depressed or people who are experiencing negative thoughts. And as I was writing this lesson, as I was finishing this up yesterday, I was, just a little insight into my process. At about 3 o'clock in the afternoons on Sundays, generally, I'm like, oh, this is not good. This is not good. It's not inspiring. I'm boring. Something like that comes up for me every Saturday afternoon. And so I practice this. Negative thoughts, right? So I practice this. And as soon as I turned up my lips, I was like, oh, sure, that works. I'm good. I mean, literally, it felt good to smile. And it got rid of those. I released those negative thoughts. So let's practice right now. I think some of you are right now. Practice for 10 seconds. Put the Buddha smile on your face and see how it feels. Feels a little silly, doesn't it? But fun, too. Right? It's hard not to smile more. Did you feel it? Did you get it? Yeah. So, when we walk this sacred, and by the way, the Buddha is, I put that on the altar before service started, the little Buddha. And I have the rocks and the leaves up there as well. And if you don't have an altar at home, put it on your mirror in the bathroom, just do what you need to do to be reminded that there's a very simple tool that can change your perspective. When we walk this sacred walk, when we consciously practice, when we're consciously wholehearted and we face what's coming with equanimity, meaning rising above and being peaceful, we add light to the world and we raise the vibration of the world. When there's light in the world, there's beauty in the person. When there's beauty in the person, there's harmony in the home. When there's harmony within the home, there's order in the nation. When there's order in the nation, there's peace in the world. I claim this truth for each and every one of us. Namaste. And as we prepare for our celebration of abundance, here are some of the ways that you can give to Unity of Stuart. For those of you who are online, if they're not there already, the links are coming at you for and thank you for your continued love offerings, tithes, and gifts. Thank you to our consistent givers. And if you would like to know more about what that looks like, consistent giving, there are forms in the seat backs. I hope you feel the impact that you make here in the world. I hope you recognize that your vibration and the vibration of Unity of Stuart is important, and it helps to transform the world. Let's affirm our prosperity prayer and then our love offering blessing together. In a universe overflowing with the allness of God, all of the needs of Unity of Stuart and those we serve are instantly, constantly, and bountifully met from every direction, known and unknown, expected and unexpected. Our abundant good comes to us now. We are grateful. Amen. And our love offering blessing together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give and receive always in love. Let's sing gratitude. Here are some other announcements for us. Of course, Cheryl is here for a little bit longer, I think, before she goes north. And for those of you who will be leaving us in the next few weeks, I have abandonment issues, so please say goodbye to me before you go. So Cheryl will be offering Reiki somewhere in and around the back. And a quick Reiki before Taco Sunday, which is coming up. And we have a chili cook-off. We have one person, thank you, Kevin, for signing up for the chili cook-off.
I'm going to sign up.
All right, Jan's going to sign up. So we're going to have a chili cook-off. There are prizes involved. And we will ask you to judge on May 7th. And then we will reveal the winner the following week. So come and join us for that. I'm just seeing some other people online. I just want to say hey to some other folks that came on. Susan, good morning, Susan. Glad you're here. Misty is here. Hey, Doreen is watching from Sedona. A little late. She forgot about the 3-hour time difference. I think you might have missed us singing up on the roof. We were awesome.
Very awesome.
And Pam, hey, Pam, it's good to see you online. And Rita, hey, Rita, good to see you. All right, I'll say. So, chili cook-off, sign up if you have a chili recipe, and even if it's the first time you're making chili, you could still win. All right, and Doreen is offering a workshop on May 7th, right the same day of our chili cook-off, and that is soul writing with sacred sounds. So during this workshop, you'll learn how to tap into your intuition and access your imagination. You can also find answers to your most pressing questions while connecting with your higher self. You'll experience during this workshop the relaxing sounds of Doreen's many instruments, which provide the perfect space for soul writing. Most importantly, Doreen stresses that you don't have to be a writer to participate. Soul writing can be practiced by anyone. Please sign up in the foyer, and so Doreen knows how many people are attending. And I think that might be it. Lori, what is the cutoff date for Raise the Roof ticket sales? Okay, technically tomorrow, so we're going to push it. So if anybody within the sound of my voice or anybody in this room, our goal was 100, and I think we have about 60 tickets sold, which is good, but I would love to have 100 people. So if you're thinking about coming, do it sooner rather than later. And also, again, you can donate even if you're not coming. I don't hear the pitter-patter of little feet. And they might be staying back there because of Taco Sunday. I might have missed that communication with Jen. While we're waiting on that, we have a new policy, not practice, a new offer, whatever. During the peace song, if you don't want to hold hands, just do this so the people next to you get it, and then, of course, you can put your hands down. One of the things that we had a board training a couple of weeks ago, and one of the things we heard at the board training, if people are new to unity, or even people that have been around a while, if they're uncomfortable with holding hands, they may not come back again if somebody reaches out and grabs their hand. They may feel put upon. So we want to honor that. We just want to honor that, certainly for anybody that new that comes in and just wants to be in their own space. So please help us honor that. Do we hear kids? Are they coming, Aim?
I heard somebody giggling.
Let's start singing. Maybe they'll jog. All right.
We are walking in the light, in the light, in the light. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking in the light, in the light, in the light. We are walking in the light, in the light of God. In the light of God.
And please be seated. How's it going? How's everybody doing?
That's a lot of kids.
Everybody good? Does anybody want to share anything? All right, say your name.
My name is Daniel, and we learned two things can unite and make something beautiful. And
What did you unite?
there was this book that we read, and it was about two colors, and they were best friends. They
What were the colors?
it was blue and yellow.
Blue and yellow.
And they hugged, and it became green.
Yeah.
And then they went back, and then their parents didn't
Didn't recognize them?
didn't recognize them. And then they cried so much, and they went back, and then they turned into different colors.
All right.
back.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody else? Oh, no. Everybody has to self-select. Seda? Oh, wait. You can. No? Okay. Okay.
Okay, so it's Taco Sunday.
Ah, indeed.
Yes. It smells great back there. I don't know if all of you
We can
have been
smell it.
there.
Yeah.
So I'm already excited. But these fundraisers really help the youth program to go on our rallies and retreats, which allow the youth to have spiritual and religious experiences and get in touch with what they believe in and grow. And I've been going since 7th grade, I think.
What grade are you in now, Seda?
I'm about to graduate
Yeah.
in a month.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So this is my last one, and hopefully we'll have people going to future ones. So yeah, it really helps us out.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Let us stand as we bless our kiddos.
We love you. We bless you. We truly, truly appreciate you. We behold the Christ in you.
And let's close with the prayer for protection and the peace song together. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever I am, God is. I am divine. Let's sing. Remember this.